Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Masterpiece Lounge. I am your hostess, certified life coach, author, and speaker, and I am super excited to be back with another segment. This is our corner of the internet where we have incredible and insightful conversations to help push our personal and professional lives forward. And today is no different. We are going to be talking today about conflict and stress management. We can't avoid stress, right? It shows up in every aspect of our lives and conflict, right? Whether it's in our personal relationships or our professional relationships. And so we're going to talk about how to manage them and what are some things to look out for as well. All right. Conflict, stress, two big things that we deal with on a regular basis. And so let's talk about a few things that is going to be very imperative for you to look out for as you manage these two things. The first thing is to recognize your triggers. So it's important that you identify what triggers your stress. And that's going to help as the first step in managing it. What triggers stress for you? Is it when things are not organized? Is it when there's not a clear path or a clear vision laid out, right? What stresses you? What triggers your stress? It could be anything from a looming deadline to a very difficult conversation with a colleague or someone very important in your life. And so here's how you can get started. Again, identifying those personal stressors. And personal stressors are events or situations that cause you to feel really stressed, right? So that could be related to work, it could be related to home or relationships, or even your commute to work if you have to drive, right? And so start by making a list. That's going to be very important. Start by making a list um, of things that typically cause you conflict and cause you stress. And this can include anything from last minute work assignments. That's never fun, right? To a disagreement with a friend. And so recognize that these stressors is the first step in learning how to manage them. I also want you to notice physical responses as well. When you're under stress, your body reacts in specific ways. For me, my shoulders get tense, right? So, what happens for you? You might experience a faster heartbeat, maybe your palms get sweaty, or maybe you even experience dry mouth, right? So, pay attention to these physical signs that help you identify when you're feeling stressed. So, when they happen, you know, wait a minute, let me take a second, let me take a step back, I'm starting to get stressed. This is the beginning of stress for me, right? So now you're more conscious of it. So once you notice these early signs, you can now take steps to manage your stress before it gets worse. Also, I want you to monitor your emotional reactions. So, conflict and stress can trigger emotional responses. And this could be feelings of frustration, anger, or even anxiety. So, by monitoring your emotions, you can actually gain some insight into what triggers you. So, if you notice that you're feeling anxious after a meeting with your boss, for example, that could be a sign that your job is a significant source of stress for you. Acknowledging this is an important step in managing the stress and the conflict you have in your life. And so, recognizing those triggers, I want to just make a call out that this is an ongoing process. It's not something you can do one time and then that's it, right? So, you have to practice this and you'll get better identifying your triggers over time. Number two, in managing conflict and stress, is building supportive relationships. It's another key strategy for managing your stress and your conflict that you may have in your life. This is going to involve developing empathy and practicing open communication with those around you and also building trust, right? So, in developing empathy, it can go a long way in reducing stress and in conflict. So try to understand other people's perspective and their feelings, all right? It can't just be about you. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything, but understanding where they're coming from can help you communicate better, all right? So when you show empathy to others, they're more likely to return the favor. Also, open communication. What does that look like? First of all, it's a very important key to resolving conflict and reducing stress. It means expressing your thoughts, expressing your feelings, And also, this may be hard for some of us, expressing your needs very clearly and respectfully, okay? It means listening to others and responding in a way that shows that you understand. And this also helps avoid any misunderstandings as well. All right. And lastly, building trust. And talking about building supportive relationships, let's talk about trust a little bit. That is the foundation of any strong relationship, and it helps you manage conflict and stress. And when you trust someone, you're more likely to feel comfortable expressing your feelings and your concerns to them. And so when someone trusts you, they're more likely to listen to what you have to say, right? So building trust takes time. It does take effort, but it is worth it in building a strong relationship. Number three is apply effective communication. What does this look like? So, effective communication is a powerful tool um, when we're talking about stress and conflict because it involves using assertive communication, right? Practice active listening, which is very important, and helping to manage emotional communication, right? It's not enough to just talk at someone. You want to talk to them. You want to make sure that you are making yourself very clear about the message that you are sharing with them. So, practice active listening, not just hearing what someone is saying, but truly understanding what they're saying, right? Paying full attention to the person and refraining from interrupting. I know this is hard for some of us. Do not interrupt. Allow someone to finish a complete thought. Wait for a pause. Wait for them to finish. But if you need to interject, wait for a pause. Don't just jump in because you have something to say, right? Wait, be respectful, really listen, communicating assertively, right? It helps prevent misunderstandings as well. And it's a balancing act between being too passive and being too aggressive, right? And so just finding that middle ground. Number four is embrace healthy lifestyle choices. So I want to encourage you by promoting physical activity to help reduce some of that stress, right? Maintaining a balanced diet because your body needs the fuel it to run smoothly, and also ensuring that you get adequate sleep. So there's no team, no sleep here, right? We need to sleep. You ever tried resolving a conflict when you're tired? It is a lot. And so it's not effective. It's not effective. So you need to get your rest. And lastly, number five is to use stress management techniques. For example, we've mentioned this before here in the Masterpiece Lounge, practicing mindfulness, taking a step back, right? And just really being present, taking deep breaths, right? Being mindful, using relaxation techniques and things that are going to help you. Deep breathing, muscle relaxation, listening to calm music. There's so many apps and tools now to help us do just that. Um, and also employing cognitive behavioral techniques as well. And they help you challenge negative thought patterns, right? And replace them with positive ones. So instead of thinking, I can't handle this conflict, you can actually tell yourself, I have the skills to handle this conflict and I can find a solution. All right. So these are just some tips and tools to start using to manage the conflict and the stress that comes up in our personal and professional lives. All right. We will be faced with tense situations, with conflict, with others, right? But there is a way to handle it. And so I hope today's segment was super helpful so that you can begin to use these tools, implement them in managing your conflict and your stress. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's segment in the Masterpiece Lounge. I am your host, a certified life coach, author, and speaker, Chris Natha DeRozier. Let's connect on all social media platforms, and I will see you here very, very soon. And until then, be well. Take care.